Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Holiday Pearls Gingerbread Man. So that is this guy. It doesn't want to focus, whatever. So, and then I went and bought a bunch more. So this one is also Bucilla. I think they're all Bucilla, or at least the two kits are. This is Tiny Stockings Ornaments Counted Cross Stitch. How many are there? 30? Set of 30. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What the heck? What are they doing? Oh my god, it focused. Okay. Look at that. What is this? Why can I see the background image through the cross stitch? Someone doesn't know what they're doing. Oh no, it was focused a second ago. Why did it unfocus? No. Whatever. So there are 30 patterns in this one, and they haven't done squat. So, I don't know, maybe I'll video myself sorting my threads and everything so you guys can see my process. I feel like everybody probably has the same process, but I don't know. I know the first time I did one of these, I was just like, there's a light green, there's a green, there's a forest green, there's a dark green, and like the dark green was obvious because it was the darkest one, but the other ones I was just like, the light green and the forest looked the same. Like, it was, I don't think it was actually called forest, but like you get the idea of like, it's not always immediately obvious which shade they're referring to. So sometimes you just have to be intuitive, sometimes you have to guess, sometimes you have to look at the patterns and try and get there. And this is more Tiny Stockings. Did they screw up the editing on this one? I don't think so. I never noticed that until I pointed it out. And this one is the same, where it's all the threads are not separated at all. And I bought Fast and Festive 50 Christmas Designs from Leisure Arts, which is just a book. So I really like, look at a kitty and a mouse on the back. It won't focus. Oh my gosh, it focused. Okay, well, I think that looks, or maybe it's not a mouse, it's a little teddy bear. Or it's a puppy. It could be a tiny baby puppy. Oh. The people who mailed it to me left their stuff in here. Oh, it's probably a thank you, isn't it? But yeah, so that's got some cute ones in it. And 101 Christmas Minis. Oh shoot, this says book 2. I didn't see book 1 when I did it. Oh, this is also Leisure Arts. So I've got a lot of Christmas patterns that will last me for a couple years probably. Oh yeah, this was just, it's just their thank you. Trash, waste of paper. I don't really know what my hair is doing today. Like, okay, my bangs are what I don't understand what's going on. This, I had my hair in pigtails last night, so that's why it's like extra wavy. It is really dark out, so I've just been messing around until hopefully the sun will be up soon. Like, it's starting to come up, but it's still dark. So the gingerbread man will go right here, and that will probably probably be the last one I put on here because there just isn't a lot of fabric left. I might be able to fit 2 more. Excuse me. I might be able to fit 2 more underneath. We'll see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so no matter what I do, all 12 patterns will not fit on there. So once I start either the 4 or the 2 that are left, I'll maybe I'll do one of the ones from the book, because these kits give you fabric, and why not use it if you have it? And there's also the felt, so yeah. I don't really have anything else to talk about. It's still really dark though, so it might be a little while before I actually start cross-stitching. Alright, so David is house sitting for his dad today. Sorry, I move around in my chair, I'm not comfortable. He's house sitting for his dad today, so he's not here. I am. So I'm just going to pick up where the trivia was left off before. And the last one was 20 with pet peeves, so now we are on 21. The house is on fire, but everyone is safely out, the pets are safely out, and all watts/cash are saved. If you could make one last dash to get something, what would it be? Oh man, you guys. I think it would have to be the Pokemon cross-stitch. Like, God, I don't know. It's between the Pokemon cross-stitch and my laptop. You know what? I think I'm going to have to go for the cross-stitch, because I could get a new laptop for, like, around $1,000. It's going to take me, 1,000 hours to make another one of those cross-stitches, and I don't have that time right now. Another way of asking what the most precious object is for someone. Okay, well, I'm very materialistic, I guess. My bad. 22. When you have 30 minutes of free time, how do you pass the time? Okay, so I don't consider 30 minutes free time at all. Like, I feel like that's nothing. Like, I can't watch an episode of most shows, because, well, I mean, I guess if I could start it right on time, but if I have to go and search for it and get it up and get captions going, and if I have to go for a pee break, like, I don't consider 30 minutes a break. And the breaks that I have on my lunches at work, I shower, and that usually takes me 8 to 12 minutes, and then I just gobble something down real fast, and then I'm back to work. Like, yeah. I don't think 30 minutes is a significant amount of time to get anything done. Like, I'm not going to read during that time, because most of the things I want to read, I can't finish in 30 minutes. And I like to finish when I start. So, yeah. What do you miss most about being a kid? I really loved sleepovers. Like, as I got older, it wasn't the same. It was still fun, don't get me wrong. But I thought sleepovers were just so much fun when I was, like, middle school, grade school. Or, excuse me, middle school, elementary school, middle school. That's what I'm trying to say. By the time I hit high school, they were still fun. But it wasn't the same. You know, like, one of my fondest memories from a sleepover was playing it was a Looney Tunes game with my friend Lindsay in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade. And we stayed up, I don't even know how late, playing this game. I didn't have the console, so I didn't have the game. And the only time I ever got to play it was when I was at her house. And the only time I was ever at her house was when I was sleeping over. And it was so much fun. I should look it up. I might still enjoy it as an adult. I don't know. I literally... I don't know. I don't even know what console it was on, you guys. I can tell you it was not the Nintendo 64. What, if anything, have you ever re-gifted? Ever re-gifted? I don't... I know I have before, but I don't recall what any of them were. Yeah, I don't know. I know I've done it. No, I won't lie. I've done it. Okay, so the next section is 11 interesting conversation starters, which is great. I get to have more conversations with myself. Woohoo! 25. You're a mad scientist. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue?
I mean, ethically speaking, I want to stick to my own morals, so I wouldn't be comfortable doing anything crazy. But scientific experiment, no matter the money. I don't know. I really, I don't know. I like space. Can I do something with space? I just, I literally have no idea. Okay, so I loved science growing up, but I never wanted to be a scientist. So, I mean, I know I'd like to study either space or like marine biology. Like fish are freaking awesome. I mean, heck, animals are awesome. I don't want to study people, I'll tell you that. um, but yeah, I can't think of anything that I'd want to do. I don't know. 26. If you were given 1,000 acres of land, what would you do with it? Farm it, sell it off, build a castle? The answers are endless. Okay, so just because I have 1,000 acres of land doesn't mean I have enough money to build a castle. But if I do have enough money to build a castle, I'm going to build a freaking castle. I was born and raised in Europe, and castles and caves were my favorite things. Which is great, because my mom's favorite things were caves, and my dad's favorite things were castles. So I was always super excited to go to either. And I still am. Like, dude, if I had a castle, oh, that would be the coolest thing in the world, you guys. And I would obviously have to cross stitch so much stuff that I can fill all of the walls. And you know, that's all that I need in life. But okay. If I didn't have enough money, I would just sell it, cuz like I don't have the patience to become a farmer and like grow my own produce. Like I don't want to do that. I don't have a problem getting dirty. Like I'll get dirt under my nails, but if I want to continue cross stitching, which obviously I do, those two do not mesh well for me personally. So, no. 27. If you could hack into any one computer, whose computer would you choose? Would it be a president's or dictator's or an ex-partner's? Who would you choose? Whose computer would you choose? I don't know. There isn't anyone I want to do that to. Like, I already have access to David's computer. Like, if I wanted to look on anything on his, I would, but I'm not worried about that, so I don't need to. I also think that's a horrific breach of privacy. So, like, I am of the opinion, if I don't want something done to me, I won't do it to someone else. So if I don't want David going through my emails, I don't want to go through his. I have no problem with him going through my emails. I don't have anything to hide, but I have purchased items for him in the past that were like, you know, surprises. So if he had access to my email, he would have known about that prior, and then it wouldn't have been a surprise, which ruins it. And then I can't think of a single ex-boyfriend that I give a crap about, so I wouldn't do that. I'm not interested in politics, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe someone in the FBI and I can look into, you know, interesting cases or something? I don't know. I have no idea, you guys. I'm not good at this. 28. What's the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week? Sometimes this easy prompt leads to the most interesting conversations. Most interesting thing I've read or seen this week. Well, I haven't really been reading the news recently. Like, everything is about the upcoming election. And I really hate how our parties, like, just bash one another. Like, I get it. I understand why. But I don't like it. Like, I don't want to get political on you guys. It just, I don't like when the Republicans are like, oh, we hate the Democrats, and, you know, he's doing blah, 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 blah. And I don't like it when the Democrats are like, oh, we hate the Republicans and we don't like that this person did blah blah blah. I don't care. Tell me what you want to do. Don't tell me what you dislike about what someone else did. I don't care about your opinion on what they did. I care about what you're going to do on such and such and such. So I try to stay out of that because it's a downer for me and I don't like it. So I'm going to go with an interesting thing I've seen. And I have been watching my previous, like in the past, he was my absolute favorite YouTuber, the Rad Brad. I watched his Heavy Rain walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it, years ago. I want to say like almost a decade ago. I don't know. Maybe I watched it when it came out. I don't know when it came out, but I feel like I was in Vegas, so it had to have been within the last 10 years. And I loved his work. I watched Dead Space as well. I watched a lot of his walkthroughs. I appreciate that he cares about the game he's playing. I don't want to name names, but there was someone else who had previously been my favorite YouTuber that I can't watch his stuff anymore because he talks over everything. He makes a joke out of it. He whines, and it's very annoying. I can't stand it. Versus the Rad Brad, he just plays it. And when the characters are talking to one another, he stops talking so he can hear what they're saying as well as the audience. Like, he cares about the game. He wants to progress the game, and the only way you can really progress the game is if you listen. So I've been watching him play The Last of Us Part 2. I watched Part 1 when he did it, however many years ago that was, 4 or 5 or something. And yeah, I went right back to where I started, and he's my favorite YouTuber again. Okay. So yeah, it's been interesting to me because I had a little bit about The Last of Us Part 2 spoiled, but not enough to be like, oh, it's not worth it to watch anymore. So, or at least not for me. For other people it might be, but for me it wasn't. Okay, number 29. If you could change 3 things about your country, what would you change? Oh man, okay. Honestly, I'd kind of want a restructure of our entire political everything. Like, I was not happy with the previous election. I did not like either party. I did not vote for either of the 2 main parties, and I've had so many people tell me that means I was throwing my vote away, and what's the point? And my response was, well, I hate Trump and I hate Hillary. Why would I vote for someone I hate? Like, I disagree with both parties wholeheartedly. Not on every single thing that they talk about, but just like as them as human beings, I don't like either of them. I don't want someone that I inherently dislike in a position of power, let alone the biggest position of power in my country. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we feel like there are only 2 parties worth voting for. Like, there was, I don't know what won, but there was an election one year where a third party almost made it, so obviously it's freaking possible. But because there are so many people that think you're throwing your vote away unless you vote Democrat or Republican, it's not going to change. And I hate that. I think there are more nuances than just, oh, if you feel this way about this, you're a Republican. If you feel this way about this, you're a Democrat. Like, no. I no. Okay, so that's 1. 2, another politics thing. I kind of want to get rid of guns entirely. Like, I know it wouldn't solve all of our problems, but gosh, what is it? Is it Australia? They bought back so many guns, and they have so few deaths due to gun violence, especially compared to the US. It's ridiculous. Oh. And then I want everyone to realize so my third thing is I want everyone to realize and believe wholeheartedly that America is supposed to be a melting pot. We are supposed to embrace people from other countries and from other walks of life. So, you know, if someone from Mexico wants to come to the US, we're going to help them out. If someone from Africa wants to come to the US, we're going to help them out. Like, all of those things. I was raised, and, you know, the history I was taught was that America is a melting pot, and we accept everyone. And it doesn't seem like that lately. It hasn't seemed like that for a while to me. So, I don't know if we ever were like that. I don't know. Especially because growing up, I was not in the US. I was in Europe and Japan, actually. So, Asia. So, it would be nice to be that, though. It would be nice to be what we claim to be, you know? So, sorry, that was a lot of politics, but, I mean, that's, yeah. 30. Who is the most impressive famous person alive today? Why? Most impressive. Impressive. Sorry, I'm trying to think. And, I'm thinking of, actors' names, but I don't know if that's necessarily, I mean, I will say I love Sir Patrick Stewart. That man, as, heck, just one character, as Charles Xavier. In the original movies, he was, calm, cool, collected, intellectual, and just a very peaceful, kind character. But that same character in Logan was freaking bat crazy. He was cursing. He was going around in his wheelchair acting like a crazy person. And I think he's very impressive to watch. I find him to be a very believable actor. I don't look at him and see Sir Patrick Stewart. I see the character that he's playing. And I think that goes a really long way. So, 31. How do you feel about cars becoming fully autonomous and having no steering wheel, brakes, or accelerators? Okay, well, first off, they misspelled brakes. They put B-R-E-A-K-S, and that is not correct. The brake you have in a car is a B-R-A-K-E, but whatever. I do not want that, for me personally. If other people do, good for them, but I don't. At the very least, I want brakes, because if something happens to my camera or, whatever system is guiding my vehicle and keeping me from hitting something else, I want to be able to override that. I want to be able to override that at all times. Just because it's a fear of mine. I enjoy driving, but I am still, every single time I get in the car, I'm still nervous that I will get into a car accident. Whether I am at fault or someone else, it's terrifying to me. Because, so many people, more people die in vehicular accidents than they do airplane accidents. The reasons people think airplane accidents are worse is just because there's so many people on the plane that a single incident usually causes leads to more deaths than a single incident with vehicles. But, for every, one airplane accident we have 500 vehicle accidents, So, I don't know what the statistics are. I just pulled that one out, sorry. But, yeah, I don't trust that the system would be fully reliable. It could be. And I may never have to use the emergency brake, but I would want to have one. Just for my own safety, for my own feeling of relief. Yeah. Okay. 32. What fact amazes you every time you think of it? I don't know. You'll get a lot of crazy facts with this one. I don't know. What fact amazes? I got nothing, you guys. I'll try and think of something for later. 33. What gets too much attention in the news? Politics. 34. If you had to flee the country, where would you choose to live? Ooh. Oh, man, you guys. Oh, no. It specifically says country. I can't just say a continent. No. Oh, man. I've never been to Canada, but I would freaking love to go to Canada. Like, I've always heard positive things about that place. And everyone that I personally know that has been there has been happy with it. So I definitely would be down for that. Also, a lot of Canada speaks English, so I could just stay in the different, not districts. I can't remember the term. Yeah, I'll pick one of the areas that speaks mainly English and not French. How's that? Otherwise, England is really nice. Everyone there is really, I mean, everyone outside of the US is kind like 90% of the time. So that one's just a moot point. But the weather is very agreeable for my very nasty pale skin. And it was so nice. And I don't have to learn another language. That is a big thing. I'm almost 30. I'm gonna have a hard time picking up a language at this point. 35. Do you think psychic abilities exist? Which one would you like to have? People have surprisingly strong feelings on this issue on both sides. I don't have strong feelings about it. I don't think they exist. Especially because so many people have been debunked. Like, oh yeah, this psychic on TV. Yeah, you want to know how they knew that your Uncle Joffrey died last week? That's because one of the people in the audience was a plant, and they were asking you about your Uncle Joffrey, who died last week. Or, they were asking you why you were here, and you told them it was because your Uncle Joffrey died last week. Like, maybe there are actually people out there who are real, but I don't believe in it. Like, I think astrology is bullcrap. Like, if you read the majority of them, like, don't just read your own sign, read all of them. They're very generic. They apply to most people, and that's why people believe in them, because, yeah. And which one would you like to have? I mean, being able to see into the future would be pretty freaking awesome. Or, like, I mean, yeah, psychic. And being able to lift objects with my mind would be cool, too. I don't know which one of those I'd prefer. They would both be pretty freaking sweet, though.
Can you do the can? If you can, then David can. Da, 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 da. Only 1 foot, really?
I'm comfy.
You're not even trying. Doesn't count.
Okay with that.
That is the end of Holiday Pearl's Gingerbread Man. I got 3 hours of footage. It was 3 hours and 24 seconds, so I rounded down. So.
Woo!
Okay, he fake coughed and then he real coughed.
No, this is
No, that first one was a fake cough.
No,
that was fake.
I know you don't believe me, but yes,
No,
yes, it was.
Yeah, it was a fake cough. Thank you for agreeing with me. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
You gonna stop recording?
I didn't stop, no, because I was wondering when you were gonna try and, tell me I'm wrong or something. So I was right. You admit I was right.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I win.
Wrong.
No, I'm right.